Star Wars Jedi A Fallen Order on PC, a completely and most honest review. First of all, as we're playing on PC, put down your keyboard and mouse as this game really prefers a joypad. With the amount of moves and buttons you'll need in the game highly recommends the joypad. Now, as it's nearly Christmas, I imagine there's a lot of you out there that are going to be receiving this game for Christmas. And as some of you out there won't watch the video all the way through, first of all, I'm going to say Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is definitely a game worth getting. But as most of the reviews out there are frustratingly giving it 9 out of 10, I can't say I quite agree with that. There's definitely some caveats to the game, and there's definitely things that don't go as smooth as it should have or could have done. But before everybody out there starts getting upset, as I had with one of my other game reviews, Forza Horizon 4, please watch the rest of the video to find out why my feelings for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order are what they are. So as the game starts out, you are on a ship breaking yard, and I'm not talking maritime, I am talking spaceship. And obviously you've got a day job to do, and you are ordered to go and sort out something that's failing in a highly dangerous environment. The first part of the game really sets the scene, and pretty much after completing the task that you need to do, the Empire turn up because they believe someone working at the shipbreaker's yard has got force powers. And it's that first part of the game that brings in cinematic and cross gameplay together. You start to learn your character. We're quickly introduced that your character has force powers and that you are only just starting to learn them. As the Empire turn up and try and capture the person with powers, where you realise that this game has got a very, very slight dark side. The game then takes you through what's a fairly transparent tutorial, but this is where the first game-breaking thing comes up. I came to a part of the game where I've got stormtroopers dropping through a hatch on the train, and I just fought them and fought them and fought them till there was a bigger corpse pile than a John Wick film. At such point I started thinking, as the game broke, as the game glitched, how many stormtroopers are the Empire gonna throw at me? Well, after about 20 minutes of killing stormtroopers, I come to realise that the game's transparent tutorial system was trying to make me do something that I just didn't realise. And it wanted me to perform a parry while I was fighting the stormtroopers. Well, unknowns to me that I was meant to be pushing the parry button at a certain times that the game appreciated that I could carry out the parry move. I didn't, and I kept fighting stormtroopers to the point where I thought the game had broke, and I even restarted the level and got stuck at the same point. Very, very, very poor game design and gameplay. Surely they got people who play tested this and pointed this out to them. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is a very fractured game, where you start off with fast action, moving story, feeling like you're well within the Star Wars universe. You suddenly get transported with your non-player characters, two non-player characters, to a world where you have to go and raid some ancient monuments and tombs to, one, further your Jedi skills, and two, to learn about this Jedi Master that is going to guide you to where you need to go. For more time than I wish to spend, you are playing Star Wars, the Tomb Raider version. But this is bloody Star Wars, not Tomb Raider. Ah. And then there are the controls and the way that you move about the environment. And to be fair, they're not polished. The game, okay, there's been a lot of patches since I started playing, but it's not polished. Simple things like swinging from one rope to another rope become a chore, because rather than you swinging, pushing a button, jumping and catching the next rope and moving on, everything has to be timed perfectly. And for all the perfectionists out there, you might be to say, oh, aren't I such a good gamer that I can make the move every single time? But the problem is, it disrupts the gameplay. If you've got problems just manoeuvring in your own environment, it gives you the arsehole and it ruins the game. And this brings me on to probably the worst point in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, the game difficulty. The first time I come up against a very difficult opponent, I ended up doing the same sequence over 7 times, to the point where it wasn't fun. It was ridiculously stupid. So I went back to the difficulty settings, and there was the easiest option that says if you want to play this as a purely story-based game where you can progress with easier difficulties and enemies, tick this or select this option. Now sadly I did revert to that option and then found the balance of really difficult enemies and really easy enemies to be completely disjointed. You go through playing the game where people are stupidly easy to kill, or even on the easiest level they're somewhat difficult, and that comes down to the combat fighting system. As you progress through the game, you earn points to spend on force powers, and the further you progress in the game, the better an equipped Jedi you become. But the only weapon you ever get to use is your lightsaber. You cannot pick up guns, you cannot pick up staffs from other people that you fight. What? Come on. Poor game design, once again, making their work far less. You should be able to pick up a blaster and have a lightsaber. What the? Really? It is what it is, I suppose. And that is the thing about this game. You get the impression that it's slightly rushed, it's slightly repetitive because of budget, and that is another frustrating part of the game. You visit a world, you complete what you've got to do. While you're there, you do realise there's certain aspects of the world that you can't get to or you can't open because you don't have the skills. And the game then later repeats you, sending you back continuously worlds you've already been to go over the same area you've already covered, just because you can open some more chests or some more doors, or all of a sudden there's another bit to discover in the game that you couldn't get to before. And I think it really shows that the innovation in this game isn't very good. Now it really sounds like I'm slagging the game off, but my next and probably most annoying thing about Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is that you have to use the in-game sat-nav to work out where you need to go next. To navigate the levels, unless you're one of those people who's got an avid sense of direction, sees a place once and you've got an absolutely photographic memory and you know where you're going, you're constantly looking at the little mini map level to work out where you need to go to. And sometimes when you finish the level, you need to get back to your ship, because the ship is the base that you really work from as you travel around the planets, is a chore. To even remember where you went to get to where you are, to get back to the ship, is a chore. And this is the thing with Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. It just feels hard work. It really does feel hard work. If you ever needed something to work for, something to get you through and finish the game, it is the ending. And I'm not going to give any spoilers. Obviously there's people who are going to get this for Christmas, have not played it yet. And to be honest, the pain of getting to the end of the game far outweighs everything, and it is brilliant. But, and I pre-warn you now, I only found out this after going to the end of the game, once you've completed the game developers do not let you play the very last level again. That's it. Although you might have a save game before that shows just before you enter the last level, it will not let you play the last level. The last level disappears from your star chart, and you can go back and explore further areas and find more secrets and complete all the achievements if you like that sort of thing. And I found that well frustrating, but they're doing everything they can to not put spoilers out there. And the ending is the best bit of the game. When you're there in that moment, you're like, whoa, why was the rest of the game not like this? Why has it took all that bloody Tomb Raider shit to get to this point? If anyone from the Star Wars franchise, from Lucasfilms, from bloody Disney, or anyone actually ever sees this video, please take aboard some of the comments that we said. Not fractured gameplay where you go from high action to getting lost in tombs and spending hours trying to solve a stupid puzzle when it gives you a hint, but you already know what you need to do, but you can't find the hidden ledge that's round a corner that you miss because you think it's a ledge. That is crap game design. I suppose to wrap it up, there are some parts in this game that are absolutely brilliant. There are some parts in the majority of this game that are absolutely shite, that absolutely will piss you off, will absolutely ruin pretty much the experience, but the end is well worth getting to. And to be honest, it's a bit like a bad film. If there's a pair of tits somewhere in the film, it's still a good film. You get to the end of this game, you get something that, and it's not tits by the way, you get something that just makes it worthwhile, something worthwhile to play. And going forward, I hear that they're already talking about a second installment of this game, and if you do it, please take aboard my comments, because people who are writing reviews and giving this 9 out of 10 honestly think have been paid to do that. If only they could get rid of the crap and put the good bits together and make the good bits a bit longer, then you'd have the absolutely Star Wars single player game that everybody has been waiting for. Anyway, I've rambled enough. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you, if you've not played it yet, you do go out and give it a try, so otherwise you will be missing out. Thank you for watching. I'll see you over Christmas with more videos to come. Sim Racing will be back on the channel soon. I need to do something with that. I need to change a style. More to come on that in the future. Anyway, peace out.